a thumbs up or something to let me know that you can hear me. All right, just want to make sure. We've got these mics and we're trying to do all this new stuff for an old guy and want to make sure we're being heard. Everybody hear me all right? Okay, obviously it's good. All right. Again, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm Dr. Franco Taylor here with the medical moment for this week. And again, we have some great information. You still got time, folks, to go text someone. Tell them to get on this call. Call someone. Tell them to get on this call. Email someone, whatever you need to do. You all are high tech. You're all tech savvy. Get someone else on this call. Share some goodness with someone or help someone else have a higher quality of life, especially all of the Sankey distributors. Get your people, all the people who are inquisitive or interested in what you're talking about, get them on the call so they can see what it is that we are, why we're so excited about these formulas that we have here at Sankey, the Sankey Fit formulas, one of a kind, only formulas of this type on the planet. I know after 42 years of this, I know that this is the best of the best of the best. It doesn't get better, okay? It doesn't get better than this. It's not gooder than this, okay? I'd like to thank God for an opportunity to be here before you. I thank God for our founder, Dr. Bahia Diaz, Alejandro Teo, all the individuals that just saw that this was something that needed to be. The individuals who just decided to change what they were doing, drop $1 million situation to take hold of something that was brand spanking new, no one had ever heard of, but it just made plain old common sense. And I'd like to thank Dr. Helen Della Huse, Vita, all the folks at the home office, Mr. Tim Trahan, Fabiola, all Sister Duque, all of you. I thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to be a part of the team and for even being chosen to be the medical director. Thank God for my wife. I believe she's on the phone. I believe she's on the call. I think about her quite a bit because without her, I wouldn't even do this. I love people, but sometimes it gets so almost distressing, and that's what we're going to talk about here in a little bit. And with her, they're saying, hey, you got to do this. This is what you signed up for. This is what you were chosen to do. So get that smile on your face and go get them. And that's what I do every morning because she's always there telling me and reminding me of how wonderful what we have here, even at Sankey, the 41 years that I've dealt and been a health evangelist, and then to become a part of Sankey is just phenomenal. It's a dream come true, and I'm thankful for it. So what we're going to talk about today, last week, we talked a little bit about the fact that during this season of the year, the holiday season, the end of the year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, more people die than any other time of the year. More people commit suicide. More people have heart attacks, strokes, aneurysms. More people go into diabetic comas. Are you listening to what I'm saying? More people are dying of cancer. Powerful people. You got to realize that there's something that goes on during this time of the year. One of the things that we talked about last week is the fact that we eat more. We eat more of the wrong things. Okay, we overeat. We drink more. We smoke more. Folks, just listen to me. This is the time of year when we can do better. You can do better. And we've got formulas, we've got a situation, we've got a protocol that will allow you to feel better during this time of the year. I'm going to talk a little bit about depression, that hopeless feeling that everyone gets from time to time. Everybody gets some depression in their life. Men get depressed too, sisters. Just know that these men get depressed. They might pump their chests up and get their arms all big and all that, but these guys get depressed too. That's right. They get really, really depressed. I don't know if you all remember Hee Haw. You all remember the Hee Haw, the country hillbilly show that used to come on with all the country music. I used to love it. I loved it. But they sang a song, and the song sort of went like this. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Deep, dark depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Well, not because of my singing, but I hope y'all remember that. Some of you have to be old enough to remember that. But that was really a depressive song. It was depressive. I mean, to listen to it, it was depressing. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit is depression, because this time of year, depression really sinks in on people. But understanding what depression is important. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Depression can be very serious. It can be life-threatening. It's an illness, actually, and it's a major cause of suicide. Depressive disorders affect, an estimated 30 million people, Americans, throughout the socioeconomic spectrum. People of every age, every race, every religion, and education. We just heard the song, Wake Up Everybody. It said all ethnicities, everybody needs to wake up. And we do, because people of every age, race, religion, and education, billions of tranquilizers and antidepressants are gulped down each year in a desperate efforts to cope with life. Are you listening to me? But yet the problem keeps growing. Aren't feelings of depression a natural part of life? Don't most of us get depressed from time to time? Well, yeah, feelings of depression are some of the most common emotions that humans experience. Depression is a normal emotion, but it can also be a symptom of a wide variety of medical and psychological illnesses. Feelings of hopelessness and discouragement are frequently produced or exaggerated by the advertising media. Products that supposedly can magically transform people into capable, energetic, and happy new persons are presented. And when this does not take place at once, many people experience disappointment and further erosions of their self-confidence. We're talking about depression, folks, that hopeless feeling, How do people know whether it's serious or not? Good question. First, people need to understand the difference between discouragement and depression. Everyone is occasionally discouraged. Discouragement is a small dip in mood that good thoughts, prayer, and positive thinking can often lift. Discouragement usually has a defined cause and is usually temporary. Are you listening to me? Discouragement is generally temporary, but depressions are characterized by feelings of sadness and dejection, often accompanied by lessened physical activity. Feelings of unreasoning and anxiety and a sense of hopelessness are often present. Let's look at some of the common types of depression. Remember, depression can appear suddenly for no apparent reason, or it can be triggered by stressful life events. One of the most exciting findings of recent years has been the profound effects of exercise on emotional well-being. I'm throwing that out there to just remember how important exercise is. But let's look at one of the types of depression, something that we call, to just remember how important exercise is. But let's look at one of the types of depression, something that we call, to just remember how important. Okay, we're getting a little overlap there. Thank you. That must be the hostess with the mostest that took care of that. But one of the types of depression is the blues. Everybody gets the blues from time to time, and that's the most common type of depression. It is often referred to, like I say, as I just got the Monday morning blues, or whatever day it is, I've got the blues. A person may feel weepy, sad, discouraged, unstable, unable to cope, hopeless. These moods may be brought on by excessive fatigue. We might just be tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired. Excitement or stress, or sometimes for no apparent reason. Such depressions are short and self-limiting. They rarely require treatment. People commonly bounce back to their usual selves in a few days. Okay, and that was just what we call the blues. Then we've got reactive depressions. These depressions typically result from intense life crises, such as losing a loved one or a job, going through a divorce, having children, leaving home, moving to a new location, or suffering a serious illness. At such times, people are often unable to cope with their regular lives and responsibilities. Everything just becomes too much. A time of pulling back, of withdrawing, is needed to allow healing to take place. Sometimes you just need to take a vacation, just need to stop and go off into the park by yourself, go to the library and read, go fishing, whatever it is you like to do, go do it. I said fishing because that's what I like to do, okay? But sometimes you just might need supportive measures. Go and get some aggressive treatment if necessary. Maybe you need to go to a group session or something. Again, it just depends on how severe it is. Then there's biological depressions. In contrast, these depressions come and go, usually with no discernible cause. They are often inherited, passed down in a family from parent to child. These depressions usually respond to treatment, although they may persist for several months despite even treatment. Then there's somatic depression. Listen to me carefully. Somatic. You're gonna really understand this, and you're gonna feel this because everybody has gone through this. These are more serious depressions, usually interfere with your adequate physical functions. Symptoms include problems in almost every system of the body, aches and pains that you can't figure out where they come from. You go to the doctor, he checks you out, gives you all these tests, and can't find anything wrong. Especially, listen to me carefully, especially as it relates to the stomach, the intestinal tract, the gastrointestinal tract, digesting of food, bloating, burping, griping, flatulence, pain in the stomach, and also it disturbs the sleep cycle. Okay, this is somatic depression. Some individuals will deny being depressed, but their bodily functions turn down. Things start going crazy and awry in the body, and their physical state has all the aspects of what? Depression. That's why psychiatrists call this somatic depression. It's a depression expressed by altered body function. The body doesn't function the way it's supposed to. All the processes go crazy. The body function is depressed, even though the conscious mind may not be depressed. And we're going to give you one more. That one we'll call psychotic depression. We're getting in there now. These are depressions in which individuals lose touch with reality. I don't want to say crazy, but they lose touch with reality. They require serious professional care. So we're talking about depression. We're talking about that hopeless feeling that we get. And believe it or not, this time of year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, we feel more of that than we do in other times. And so what can be done for depressed persons? Again, for those of you who have just joined, this is Dr. Franco Taylor here with the Sankey Global USA Weekly Medical Moment. And we're talking about depression. We're talking about the holidays, this time of year. What can you do with the depression situation, whether it's you, whether it's a family member, a loved one? What can you do? Just think about what I'm getting ready to say, and it's all going to line up with what we talk to you about all the time. Okay, nearly all depressions respond to basic common sense measures. For example, purposeful tasks. All of us need to do some kind of productive work, whether heading a corporation, washing a car, or cooking a good meal, a nice nutritious meal, of course, okay? A depressed person in particular needs the feeling of completion. Are you hearing me, folks? We need to feel like we're completing something, getting something done, accomplishment, and satisfaction in doing something useful each day. Time out, time out, time out. I got to come in here with an advertisement. You are part of the Sankey Corporation, Sankey Global USA. We're all over the world, poised to go around the world within the last year and a half, almost 2 years here in the United States. We're ready to take off and take what we've got to the world. And when you think about the fact that we've got formulas that don't exist anyplace else in the world, one-of-a-kind formulas, if you need to feel good about something, wouldn't it be good to feel good about doing good? Just helping individuals to understand inviting them to this call. You can do something good right now. There's some people out there that are depressed, and they need to hear why they're depressed. They need to understand that there's something that can be done. Purposeful task, being a part of something that's good, doing something good on a daily basis. And I'm going to give you something right here, and I'll repeat it a couple of times. But for you distributors out there, for those of you who are just customers of these wonderful, wonderful products, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, those are our products. You're familiar with them. Those of you who are not, these are some of the most powerful products ever placed on the planet. Dr. Bahia Diaz, over 51 years ago, started researching and developing these formulas because he saw that in Japan, people were living to be in excess of 100 years, 110, 115, 20, and they were still strong of voice, strong of vision, body still strong, mind still strong. No high blood, diabetes, cancer, and all that kind of stuff. They didn't know anything about that stuff for the most part. And it was because of their diet. And so what Dr. Bahia Diaz did, he was impressed by God, okay, to literally put together formulas that would give the body, he could put together something in a cold fermentation process to do what the body would normally do if it was in working the way it was supposed to, if it was at homeostasis, if it was on AUTOmatic, working on its own to heal itself. It might need some help, he realized, because most people just didn't eat right, drink right, do right. And so he came up with what we call the right stuff. And that was formulas that would help the body heal themselves. And that's where our Balaj, our Inner Seven, our Quenu came in, later on the Hasaki. But those three formulas that assist the body in healing itself. What can you do every day? Well, I want you all to listen to me carefully. Hopefully you can see what I have here in front of me. This is simply, the little snack packs, Ziploc bags, snack packs. You can get these kind of things at most grocery stores. But what I have in here, if you can see what I've got, I'm going to kind of turn it where you can see it. I've got 3 packets of Balaj, sachets of Balaj, 3 sachets of Quenu, and 3 of the Inner Seven. And so this is just a little handout. And on the other side, you see I have my Sankey card. And so you want to feel good. We're talking about depression. You want to beat depression. You take these and you give these to individuals that you know, love, or who you may have just met, and you're impressed that they could use the formulas that we have. And you pass these out and you let them know that within 30 minutes, they're going to start feeling better, especially if they're taking the Balaj first. But that with these formulas, in 3 days, they'll be able to walk up a tree with their tennis shoes on. You're giving them this positive thought about something that is so positive, and 9 times out of 10, you will get a call back. They'll want to know how they can get more of this. And that's not only going to be a boon for them, but it's going to be a boon for you, because you will be the one that introduced them to these formulas. But that's just a little time out, a little ad I want to throw in there for all of you who are part of Sankey, whether you're, again, a distributor or just looking for the first time. Of course, we have the Shinkas, but a lot of you are saying they're too expensive. I can't afford the Shinkas. Well, if you're already getting the formulas, then you can divide them up and you can have 9 cases of, and if you just want to give away 2-day supply, a sample, you can do that. It's on you. All I'm showing you is that there's some things that you can start doing right now today that'll make others feel good, and they'll make you feel good because you're doing good. One of the greatest boons on earth is to help folks with their health, because if they've got money, they've got wealth, it doesn't matter what all the possessions they have. If they don't have health, it's just not a good thing, folks. Okay, so again, we just wanted to touch on that purposeful task, and Sankey gives you the satisfaction of knowing that you're doing something good by being involved in this. Purposeful task was one of the things you could do for depression. Second, we could do, look at structure. Look at structure. I'm so sorry. I thought I'd turn this thing off, but I'm going to make sure that I turn it off now. There we go. It's off. All right. Structure. Structure is very, very important. Whether depressed or not, we all need structure in our lives to keep mentally sound. Without something to get out of bed for, something to do, even the most stable person will eventually become depressed. So you need to get some structure in your lives. You need to decide the night before what you're going to do on tomorrow. Get some structure. Have breakfast around the same time every morning. Go out for your walk. Whatever you're going to do, have structure in your life. Have some purpose in your life. A third thing is simple diet. You can change. I talk about this almost every week throughout my discourses. I've talked about this for 42 years. We have a machine here, and this machine exists, it operates, it functions based on what we put inside of it. How do we put things inside of it? Through our mouths. We put the foods that we eat, the liquids that we drink, we put them in through the mouth. They go through the esophagus, down into the stomach, into the intestinal tract, and they work their way through the body. And if absorbed, and if they're the proper ingredients, they give us energy. They help the body to heal. They help the eyes to move and to see. They help the fingers to move like they're supposed to. The feet and the toes, the bones can move without creaking. The muscles and the joints and the tissues all do their thing. And the brain functions, and we can think and we can feel. The nervous system is balanced so that we feel good about things. Are you listening to what I'm saying? And all this takes place based on foods. If we put in complex, complicated, pasteurized, processed foods into our bodies, including the carcasses of dead animals, we are not going to function the way we're supposed to. And the brain, listen to me carefully. I've said this before. Your brain requires a third, 33% of the nutrition that goes into your body. Your brain needs it because your brain is it's the command post, the command center for this airport, okay? It is the command center. It needs lots and lots of energy, lots and lots of good oxygen-filled blood flowing through to it, okay? So eating the wrong foods cause a problem. The brain doesn't get what it needs. And if you're eating foods that are dead, cooked, processed, pasteurized, dyed, fried on the side, then guess what's going into the body? Almost nothing. And if the brain needs a third of everything that goes into the body, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Are you listening to me? So you wonder why you just don't feel it? You wonder why you feel depressed? In some cases, it's because you're eating the wrong diet. Let's go back to a plant-based diet. All of the medical societies are telling you that you need a plant-based diet. The Cancer Society, the Diabetes Foundation, Heart, all of them are telling you that if you would eat a plant-based diet, their particular sicknesses would go away. They finally admitted it after 40, 50, 60 years, 70 years, they're admitting it, that this is the way out. The WHO, which is the World Health Organization, tells you that in order to be well, you need to adopt a plant-based diet. And Johns Hopkins, okay, the university, the top cardiovascular, diabetes, whatever, they're the top medical institution in the world, university. And what do they tell you? All of their nutritionists tell you that you need a plant-based diet and plant-based supplementation, because most of the supplementation out there now, 90% of it or more, 95% of it is basically synthetic or has synthetic in it, or it's heated and cooked and just, it doesn't work. It's dead. It's not live. And so we need living things. Life begets life. So what can you do? Basically, start looking at a simple diet, a plant-based diet. Depressed people especially should avoid concentrated sweets and heavy, rich meals. And all of the dead animals that we eat We need to reduce that down. Really, we need none for a while, but to reduce it down and eat only fresh fruit. Actually, if you ate only fresh fruit for a day or two, you will watch wonders happen in your body, and you'll watch your mind begin to clear, and you'll banish fatigue. Are you listening to me? By putting the right octane of fuel in these vehicles, you'll watch your body turn around, including your mind. Your brain will begin to function the way it's supposed to. What else do we need? Okay, we said purposeful task, structure in our lives, a simple diet, a plant-based diet. How about adequate rest? When I talk to you all about the Bible way to health, one of the things we talk about is rest and sleep. Excuse me, I had to take a swallow of Belage there. But we need rest. Periods of quietness and calm are especially important in today's fast-paced, pressured life. Chronic sleep deprivation can initiate or intensify depression. Most people do best when they get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. A few extraordinary individuals may need less, okay? And I found out that when you get older, you don't need as much sleep because you're more sedentary. You don't move and groove the way that you did 30 and 40 years prior to that. So you don't need as much sleep. Basically, I sleep 6 hours a night, good solid sleep, and especially if I go to bed early, like 9 or 10, because the best hours of sleep are from 9 p.m. until 3 a.m. Those 6 hours are the hours that the moon has its greatest gravitational pull on your body. Now, I'm not talking about voodoo and horoscope. I'm not knocking it, but I'm not talking about that. The Bible says that God placed 2 lights in the sky, the greater light to rule by day and the lesser light by night. The greater light was, of course, the sun. What does the sun give us? It gives us vitamin D. It gives us ultraviolet rays, infrared rays that literally destroy bacteria and germs. It warms the earth. Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? It helps the plants to grow. So that's the greater light, but the lesser light is the moon. And the moon, around certain time of the evening, you know that the tide begins to do what? To come in. So what's happening? The moon is putting its pressure on the earth. And that is when we get what is called rapid eye movement sleep during those hours between 9 and 3. So even 10 to 4 are the best 6 hours. And then say 9 until 5, the best 8 hours, 10 to 6, great 8 hours. So the more sleep that you get prior to midnight and just after midnight, the better for the body. But the bottom line is the body needs more rest and sleep. Like I said, a few people don't need as much, but people who need more than 9 hours of sleep are either unusually ill or convalescing, okay? A person sleeping this much on a regular basis is likely to be depressed. Are you listening to me? So what else? Daily exercise. Always talk about exercise. What's the best form of exercise, folks? It is walking. What kind of walking? Good, brisk walking. You know, you're walking, you're swinging those arms and legs. Every muscle, every bone, every tissue, every sinew in your body is moving. Why? Because that's what walking is all about. So a good brisk walk every day would be wonderful. One of the most exciting findings of recent years has been the profound effects of exercise on emotional well-being. Regular active physical exercise elevates mood, improves sleep, relieves stress, promotes health, promotes digestion, promotes bowel movements, helps to prevent disease, and increases the overall sense of well-being in the body. The good news for depressed people is that the improvement in mood and attitude occurs through the release of endorphins. Oh, listen to me, folks. These are the good feeling, energizing feelings in the body. And these endorphins are released into the brain, what? When we get exercise in. These feel-good hormones are activated by physical exercise. A brisk 1 hour walk each day will do more for good for many depressed people than medication. Okay, well, what kind of supplementation? Or if not medication, then what? Plant-based supplementation. We're looking at it right here. We're looking at Belage, Inter7 Quinui. We know that depression takes place when we're overweight. Okay, depression takes place when your pressure is high, you got headaches, and you just feel all out of sorts. When your sugar level is high, you get inflammation, you get swelling in your legs, and you can't feel, and you get this excess pain and headachy and weak and so forth. So all these sicknesses and diseases that chronically jam us to the bone are basically caused by bad eating, and they're caused by too much cholesterol, too much fat, too much starchy sugars in the bloodstream. And what does the Crenui do? It helps to take these out. It helps to burn up these fats, these caramelized, sticky, gluey fats. And it burns up these starches and refined the white sugars and so forth that we put in our body. It burns up the fats that end up on our waistlines and on our butts and on our thighs and on the sides of our necks and our tummies all poked out. So this Crenui helps to burn that up. When it does that, it increases what? Blood flow. That means that all that goes into the body, all the good blood, all the oxygen-rich blood is going to go where? It's going to go to the brain and to the nerves. So what does Crenui do? In keeping your body moving the way it should, getting out the excess fats and sugars, the blood pressure is down, the sugar levels down, the waistline's in, and so the blood flow and nutrition going to the brain and to the nervous system is good, refreshing, revitalizing. In other words, it reverses, recovers, and restores brain and nerve function by assisting the body in flowing again. Are y'all listening to what we're saying here? We're trying to help you to see that there is something you can do. Plant-based nutrition, along with plant-based supplementation, can help with depression. The inner seven, when we can't move around like we want to, the bones are not acting like they're supposed to, the muscles are feeling weak and exhausted easily. What's going on with that? Well, mineral loss. And that's where the inner seven comes in. It gives you all the 60 minerals that the body needs, especially magnesium. The potassium and so forth that we need can be found in the inner seven. And in the nanotechnology, it's straight through into the system, straight into the bloodstream, straight into the mitochondria, straight into the bones, the joints, the tissues, the sinews. Are you listening to me? And as the body begins to move, when you can get out and go and do things, then guess what? Depression begins to leave your body. I hope y'all listen to what's happening here. You've got it right in your hands. You don't have to make it so complicated. KISS. Keep it simple, somebody. Okay. Keep it simple, Sankey. Sankeyites, keep it simple. Okay. You've got in your hands what it takes to live a higher quality of life and help others to do the same. Then you've got the Balage with its billions, okay, billions of nanoparticles going straight into the body, straight into the mitochondria, straight into the brain blood barrier, straight into the cell walls at the microcellular level, taking all of these healing ingredients into the body. It's got over 300 metabolites that literally are what the body needs in order to do what it needs to do, in order for all the systems of the body, especially the brain, to do what it needs to do. It needs metabolites, because the metabolites do what? They give energy. They send blood flowing straight through to the brain with the oxygen in it. What else do? They replace damaged tissue, damaged brain cells because of some of the things we do, the foods we eat, some of the chemicals that we're around, the stuff that we smoke and drink destroys brain cells. Well, believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, brain cells are refurbished. Your body does make new brain cells, believe it or not. It does. It does. It's done. It's been proven in many studies. It's not widely spoken of, but the body is always renewing itself. Until you die, it's renewing itself. Yes, you lose a lot, but you're putting more back in constantly. That's the way the body operates. So the Balage works with the immune system, assists the immune system in actually destroying all bacteria, bad bacteria, microbes, so forth and so on in the body. It helps with the knocking out, even helping the body to knock out SARS. SARS is basically what we call severe acute respiratory syndrome. When you can't breathe, you can't think. I hope you listen to what I'm saying. When you can't breathe, you are nervous, you are depressed, it's an anxiety type situation. So a respiratory disease, SARS is basically a respiratory disease caused by coronavirus infection. That does what? It gives you these flu-like symptoms, and it can be dangerous, even life-threatening. We know that. But the Balaj has been proven in studies with white paper that it actually causes the immune system to wipe out all of the viruses. That is influenza A, influenza B, gastroenteritis, and even SARS. SARS is basically the granddaddy of what happens to our bodies when the coronavirus of any type gets into the system and goes to work on your lungs. Are you listening to what I'm saying? And Balaj has helped the immune system to actually improve in vitro and vivo tests to literally assist the immune system in stopping, blocking the forward movement of all viruses, including SARS. Are you listening to me? And you say, well, what about COVID-19? What about listen, if it's yellow like a duck with webbed feet and it quacks, it's a duck. SARS is SARS is SARS. Anytime your respiratory system is attacked, the immune system is able to remove the attacker if it's strong. And Balaj assists the immune system in being strong enough to do just that. So again, we're just talking today, for those of you who have just joined, we're here on the medical moment for this week, Sankey Global USA, and we're talking about depression and what can be done. So you talk about severely depressed people, even they can be helped with some thought pattern, with some things that they can do. You have a choice, and most people who are severely depressed, they have a choice. They can stay in the bed in the morning, or they can get up and watch television, or they can look for some strengthening activities. You have a choice. I always tell you that health is not a chance, it's a choice. So you can choose not to be depressed. You can decide to get up in the morning and dress and groom yourselves, or you can decide to stay in a bathroom. You've got a choice there, folks. Don't just let this thing take you over, this depression take you over. Such simple everyday choices matter a great deal because they mold our capabilities of making choices for tomorrow. It is by making good choices that people grow and become stronger. Even people with serious mental problems can improve their ability to deal more favorably with their life situations. A brisk 1 hour walk a day, like I say, will help most depressed people to come on out of there better than they would with medication. Encourage the depressed persons to develop a list of goals. Again, we need to have some accomplishment, some feelings of accomplishment, then work on those goals one at a time. And again, that physical exercise is very, very important. That physical exercise helps to elevate the mood. It improves the sleep. It relieves stress, promotes health, helps to prevent disease, helps our digestion to work better, and it increases the overall sense of well-being. So people's attitudes and belief systems are at the root of all effective treatment. In order for things to get better, you've got to get better. In order for things to change, you've got to change. And I tell you, a change to the Sankey lifestyle, becoming Sankified, is one good way of increasing that mood, that good feeling, the feeling of accomplishment, because you're involved with a company that literally has a lot of things going for it and a lot of things that they'll have going for you. There's a lot happening here. We've got all kinds of things going on. We have the medical moment, of course, but we have Super Saturdays, Super Sundays. We have the microbiome sessions. We have We Talk Wednesday. Lots of things to become involved with to help to bring you out of this down mood. Become part of something powerful going on, life-changing situations and testimonials. You get a chance to become a part of a family that you're already a part of that's doing all kinds of things. And that attitude and belief system of being a part of something good, something that's helping to heal the world, that's changing the lives of the world. I mean, we're reversing, recovering, and restoring the health and the wealth of the world, and you're a part of it. So get happy, okay? Get glad, don't be sad. Then last of all, always ask, well, what about medical treatment? Well, medications are frequently needed for psychotic and depressions under professional care. But medications may not be indicated for certain biological depressions, such as bipolar affective disorders, manic depressive mood swings. Ideally, one should not need to take medication for emotional and psychological problems. Are y'all listening to me? We've talked about some things you can do. You can eat better, you can exercise, get your fresh air, drink your water, look and be a part of something good, something that's fun, something that's creative, okay? And you'll find that you may not need the medicines. At times when medications are needed, their use should be for specific reasons and for a limited amount of time. Chronic use, especially of sedatives and tranquilizers, can lead to dependency and may actually deepen the depression. Depressions that are unusually severe or last a long time need professional treatment. This treatment may include counseling, antidepressant drugs, or both. But even with professional help, there are limits as to how much can be accomplished without the full participation of the patient. In other words, the Bible tells us, physician, heal thyself. You've got to do something for yourself, people. You've got to eat better. You've got to drink better. You got to seek out what you need. Become a part of something positive. Do positive things. Read positive books. Look at positive videos. Listen to positive songs. Be around positive people, okay? Because misery loves company. Don't go around your friends that are always sad. Family either. If they're always sad, always depressed, don't go around them. Depression is no longer the dead-end, discouraging affliction it once was. By improving your physical health, developing positive mental attitudes, and making good choices, pursuing worthwhile activities, and developing spiritual goals and values, most people will be able to deal with their feelings of depression and live rewarding, productive lives. Are you listening to me, folks? This is Dr. Franco Taylor. We've been talking about depression a little here this morning. On the screen, you see our wonderful formulas, those formulas that will help your body to do what it needs. Our health, our happiness, and our longevity, as well as our relationships with family, friends, and associates, and our spiritual life are interrelated and interdependent. Improving our health, pursuing worthwhile goals, and developing positive mental attitudes and nurturing spiritual values can help us deal more effectively with our feelings of depression and hopelessness, okay? So again, the power to choose, family and social relationships, a higher power, talking to God. These are things that you can do, along with eating better and adopting the Sankey Fit system of plant-based supplements that are designed to assist the body on all levels, from your top of your head to the bottom of your soles of your feet. The formulas are designed to keep the blood flowing, keep the metabolites there, give you the antioxidants that you need, the enzymes, everything that the body needs. You can find it in the Balaj, Inner 7, Quinui, and the Hasaki. And you can find them in the levels that are needed. We have something called the advanced delivery system that takes what you need to where it needs to be in the right amounts. We're talking about a formulation. These formulas were formulated to give the body what it needs. That's Sankey. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unplug my mic. See, by asking my hostess with the mostest, my dear daughter, Dr. Ruth Ann Lightborn, if we have any questions that need to be answered.
Yes, definitely we do. We have a few questions. I had one question. I know someone had asked me about there was one thing you mentioned regarding, accomplishments. And I remember for me back in the day, it was, that endorphins that happen when you mark off a list, every time you scratch off something that you've done. And people don't understand the importance of that list and marking it off. And that's even a part of getting past that depression of, oh, did I complete a task? And so what I learned when I wasn't doing well was to make smaller lists, maybe not huge, giant lists, but make smaller lists, and to mark off, I got bathed this morning, mark off exactly what needed to happen throughout my day, and just saying, okay, I accomplished this, I accomplished that. And I know it sounds stupid to some, but just those small little tasks of accomplishments, it really allows the endorphins in the brain to start functioning and allow you to physically and mentally start seeing stuff differently than you would before. So I think that is so ultimately important.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. They want to say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Don't look at the big elephant. Just start biting. And I know we don't eat animals, but I'm just saying the whole idea is a small accomplishment, a brick at a time, and you keep stacking accomplishment upon accomplishment upon accomplishment. So pretty soon you get in the habit of doing what? Being successful, of achieving your goals. And it gets to the point where nothing seems unsurmountable anymore. You're no longer running the brick walls. You look at the brick wall, you shake it, you either climb over it, go around it, or go under it, but you get by it, if you hear what I'm saying, because as Dr. Ruth Ann is saying, you're accomplishing things at a time, and you get in the habit of doing that. So that's absolutely, I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's powerful, powerful as it relates to how to whoop up on depression for yourself and for others. Help them to do small things. Absolutely.
Okay, so one of the questions says, are there certain good nutrition foods that help boost moods? Are there certain foods that we can look at?
Yeah, all of them. Basically, juices, okay, fresh juices, loaded with vitamin C, your B vitamins and so forth are good for brain. So you're looking at different grains, your wheat, your barley, your oats, and so forth. But all foods that are going to give the body the nutrition that it needs, that are going to help the body to have the energy that it needs, the blood to flow, and all of the live foods, especially the vegetables and the fruits that have not been cooked, are loaded with what is called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is identical in structure to blood. That's right, the molecular structure of blood and the molecular structure of chlorophyll in those cruciferous vegetables are identical. The only difference is that in the middle of the chlorophyll, you've got a molecule of magnesium, and in the middle of the blood, you have a molecule of heme or iron. But the molecular structure, the H's, the C's, all that's identical. So eating those kind of live foods automatically will increase your mood because they're putting all the necessary ingredients straight into the blood, straight into the blood-brain barrier, which is going to feed and nourish the brain and the nervous system. Then, of course, drinking lots of H2O, H2O, not C-O-K-E, Coke, okay, and Sprite, so no, H2O. The reason a lot of us don't think well is because there's no oxygen going to the brain. And the more water you drink, the more oxygen you're sending straight through to the brain, folks. So as opposed to Coca-Cola, I like to tell you all this from time to time, but think about it. We like to drink lots of Coca-Cola or whatever your soda is, okay? But think about it. When you drink a soda, just imagine I'm drinking a soda here, okay? So I drink my soda, and what do? I go, boy, I'm bloating and I'm burping, and my eyes are running, and I keep on doing it, and I get, then when I finally get through, I go, that was refreshing. Now think about what just happened. Every time I take a swallow, it starts trying to come back up. Why? Because oxygen is designed to go in, okay, our lungs. But when you put CO2, which is carbon dioxide, which is what they use to put the bubbles, oh, are y'all listening to me? So what you're doing is when we breathe in what? Oxygen. When we breathe out, what do we breathe out? CO2, carbon dioxide. What is it that puts the bubbles in the soda? Carbon dioxide. So when you're drinking the soda, you're drinking death. Y'all aren't getting this. You're drinking death. Boy, and it's trying to come back up, and you're trying to push it back down. It's trying to come back up. And when you get finished, your eyes are running, your chest is hurting, and you go, ooh, that was so refreshing. Are you getting me? We're all excited and then just loving killing ourselves. I hope that's making some sense to you. Hope it's making some sense.
I just had somebody WhatsApp me. They asked me, what was the question? They said, does the Sankey products, or can they assist and aid with someone who has schizoaffective disorder, or is medication the only alternative?
Well, we just finished saying that
the food and everything.
Yeah,
We got to
yeah,
eat with the food and then plant-based.
yeah, the medications, you're going to become addicted to the meds. And in some cases, they'll tell you that, I mean, look at the advertisements for depression, these different kind of depressions.
Yeah, and the last word on it is, and death.
It may make you depressed, and death. It may make you even more depressed, and death. So why, not saying don't take your meds, not saying don't listen to your doctor, but why don't you do something for yourself? If the way you got into this was because you put the wrong stuff in, let's put the right stuff in. Let's put plant-based foods and plant-based supplements like the Sankey, the best plant-based supplements proven with white paper are the Sankey supplements. Put good life-giving food, GLAD diet, God's life activating diet, which is fruits, nuts, grains, and vegetables. Put that in for the next 30 days. Drink lots of water and take the Sankey supplement and watch and see if everything gone wrong in your body doesn't begin to get better. I've been watching this for 42 years, and for the last year, almost 2 years, with the Sankey added to it. Wow, voila! I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. Are you listening to what I'm saying? If you see excitement in my face, it's because after 42 years, within the last year and a half, almost 2 years, after 40 years of praying for something like Sankey, Sankey came along. So yeah, I am really, really excited, and you should be too. And any of you distributors who have used these products, you know they work. Stop trying to cram them down people's throats. Do something good. Take 3 of your boxes.
Give a gift. Give the gift.
Break them down. You get a chance to give this to people that you know, love, care for, love, trust. Give them these and tell them how good they're going to feel, and then wait on them to call you and tell you. Sometimes they'll call you the same day before they get finished drinking the first barrage. They'll say, something happened in my body. My eyes started clearing up. My lungs started clearing up. I started feeling energy in my body. It happens all the time. Be a part of something good, and you'll watch your depression. And if not yours, you'll definitely watch someone else's depression go away. By doing some good things. And you got it right here. Buy some Schenkas. If you can't buy Schenkas, buy the boxes, divide them up, and go out and start helping to reverse, recover, and restore the sicknesses in the world, and the health and the wellness at the same time.
So we had 2 questions. One, well, a few questions. It says, person said that she fell on a sidewalk and her womb is falling through her vagina. She's afraid to do surgery, and as per her doctor, that is her only option. And then there's a question mark. So I'm not sure what that means, but yeah.
I would go and find somebody, go get a second opinion, and then think in terms of the body itself. Sounds like prolapsed uterus, prolapsed womb. And it just didn't happen because of the fall. The age has something to do with it, and the weakness up to this point in the vaginal area. It was probably on its way to happening anyway, and the fall just exasperated, just made it worse. But the key is stretching exercises, drinking lots of water, making sure those bowels keep moving, eating a plant-based diet to help the body to heal itself, get the blood to flowing, because the life of the flesh is in the blood. As the blood flows, the body can heal. All the best healing that the young lady can possibly get is by adopting a plant-based diet, doing some good non-invasive type exercises, maybe getting in a swimming pool and just walking in the pool, causing the innards, the innermost parts of her body to basically float and be like they should, and take the formulas and allow them to work the way they were designed to work, to get the blood to flow, to help to revitalize and rebuild those areas, those tender areas in the female's body.
Does the green leafy vegetables stand do the green leafy vegetables stand its live nature if blended with the Hasaki?
Sure. I mean, it's not cooked, so it's still alive. I mean, yeah, absolutely. What destroys living things is when they're cooked, when they're heated. Heat is what destroys them, okay? But if you just blended some fresh vegetables up, they're alive. Next 30, 40 minutes to an hour, they've got life. Now, oxidation, the longer they sit in the air, okay, the less power they'll have. They'll begin to lose the vital power. But for that first 25, 30 minutes after just blending them together, they'll help boost whatever powder you're using with them. If you're using some type of herb or some type of a grain or whatever you're doing with them, it's just going to boost it, absolutely.
What would you recommend for someone whose discs in it, or disc in tea? Disc in tea? I don't know.
Dysentery? How's it spelled?
No, it says whose discs, DISCS in, and then
Okay.
the letter T.
Disc tea. I don't know, but if it's something to do with the disc, they need to drink water. The cushioning between the bones and between the vertebrae, that cushion is actually basically water. It's water. It's water. Drink more water. Drink half of your body weight in ounces of pure water every day. And then to help strengthen those discs and so forth, you need more calcium. What is calcium? Green, leafy vegetables. Go look it up. There's more calcium in a bowl of turnip greens and a bowl of green peas and some Brussels sprouts than there is in 2 or 3 quarts of milk. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Plus the necessary protein. Bottom line, without all the butter fat and the acid that comes with dealing with the milk. So absolutely, the discs, drink more water, eat more green vegetables, and take our wonderful, 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 wonderful products, especially the inner 7, which is loaded with all the minerals that the body needs with the nanotechnology that takes them straight into the bones, straight into the sinews, the muscles, and the joint. You can't lose. You can't lose with the stuff we use. Become sanctified. Become sanctified. Yes, it works.
Okay, we have some other questions. A 60-year-old man who had a stroke, which left his legs weak and shaky, which formulas can he take?
All of them. He needs them all. They all help the blood to flow. He needs them all. The heart, the tissues in the arteries and veins need to be cleaned out of excess cholesterol, because that's what caused them to clog up and have the heart attack or the stroke to begin with. So there's your Crenu. Getting the blood to flow the way it's supposed to is your Balage. Healing those tissues and helping to strengthen the sinews, that's your inner 7. So you put the 3 together. They're going to go with the advanced delivery system. Each one is going to go to where it needs to go in the body to help heal the whole system, not just the cardiovascular system, but the rest of the body too. The kidney, the liver, the pancreas, all those organs are going to be cleaned and strengthened at the same time, and the immune system is strengthening, so the person can move away from having had the heart attack and start strengthening the arteries and the veins in the cardiovascular system instead of continually weakening it. But yes, the formulas, all of them, would be a wonderful thing to do. Absolutely.
Good morning. What exactly is taking place when someone has lumps similar to mosquito bites appear on different parts of their body?
The liver needs cleansing and detoxifying, and that's something that the Balage can definitely do by giving the body an inner flush. But whenever the liver is not working like it's supposed to, it goes to the skin for help, okay? The person's probably not drinking enough water. Their bowels are not moving like they're supposed to. So these little things coming up, in the skin like that, that's basically just little caches of doo-doo. In other words, they're not going to the bowel, having bowel movements like they should. So the body is trying to get rid of the waste. So whenever the liver is overloaded, it goes to the skin for help. Are you listening? Because the skin has millions and millions of pores. So there's lots of room for getting rid of waste. And as that waste tries to go through the skin, it sets up little bumps, little infections, little rashes, psoriasis. All these different kinds of things are just a show that the liver is overloaded. And so That's where the products come in. Eating a plant-based diet, drinking more water, and taking formulas, especially like the Belage, can help to cleanse the liver, strengthen the liver. And as it begins to do what it's supposed to do, as the bowels begin to move because of the plant-based diet, then the bowels won't have to move through the skin. The skin won't have to be a buddy system to try to help the bowels. They'll move the way they're supposed to, and then the skin will begin to heal.
Wow, that's amazing. What Sankey regime should one take when a lump was found on their thyroid gland and they have to have a biopsy to determine exactly what it is in order to be treated by a physician? So what regimen can they take for this lump on their thyroid?
Okay. It's like anything else. All those things that are abnormal have to feed on something abnormal. The nodule, the bump, the lump, the tumor, whatever it is, it's feeding on something abnormal. So you change your diet. Stop eating all the dead animals and dead flesh. Eat a plant-based diet, which has been proven by all of the medical societies themselves to cleanse and strengthen all the different organs and organ systems in your body. When that happens, the body begins to heal itself. It'll get rid of the poisons, the toxins. It'll replace the damaged tissue with healthy tissue, the bruised blood with good fresh blood. Are y'all listening? I hope you're hearing this. Change your diet. Start using the Sankey supplements. That's what the world is telling you, that you need plant-based diet and plant-based supplementation. It's just that simple. You've got to do something yourself in order for you to be well. And we'll probably take another one, maybe two, because we've gone over, but God is good. Folks, if you ever just get it into your craw that you have the most to do with your healing. The supplement means in addition to. Supplement means in addition to. In addition to what? In addition to a good diet and lifestyle. If you don't change your diet and your lifestyle, you are not going to get better. I don't care how many Sankey products you use. They will try to do what they need to do, but they can't do it if you're constant. It's like going across the stream in a boat that's got a hole in it, and you're trying to dip out water, paddle the boat, dip out water, paddle the boat. If you slow down, the boat will still sink. It would be easier to go to the shore, patch the hole so that no more water comes in, and then take your time and row across the stream. Same thing in your life. Your body is trying to fight all these poisons and toxins. You go get an operation, you go get the meds, whatever you get, but you're still putting in, the water still flowing in. And you get what I'm saying? You've got to stop the water from flowing in. Stop putting in the thing. You've got to clean out, okay? You want to clean out your body, first of all. Then you want to clean up your act. Stop putting it in, and then you want to stay clean. And that's what these formulas are designed to help you do, along with a good plant-based diet.
So I have 3 more questions on the books. So one is vertigo, how to help vertigo. The other one is someone constantly losing their fetuses. And then the other one was helping persons with neurological chronic joint pain, muscle and joint pain. And then the fourth one, I'm sorry I said 3, but the fourth one is the person's leg seems to be getting smaller than the next. And when it touches like their bed and stuff, it just feels funny. So we have vertigo, we have losing of fetus, we have neurological chronic muscle and joint pain, and then one leg becoming smaller than the next, and it's just having very strange feelings when it touches the bed.
Okay, now this, are you saying losing fetus?
Yeah, losing baby, I guess having children, getting pregnant and just losing the fetus.
Miscarriages, yes, okay, all right.
Yes,
well, again, the body is designed to do everything that God has it designed to do. Vertigo, we're talking a chemical imbalance. It could be too much wax in the ear. It could be not enough blood flow to the brain, not enough oxygen to the brain because they're not drinking enough water. It all goes back, first of all, to cleaning out the system, understanding that the body works on nutrition, water, exercise, sleep, fresh air. Those are the things that go into this automobile, as it were. You got to give it the right octane of fuel. That's the right food. It's not dead animals. It's living. You got to put the right unleaded fuel in there, if you hear what I'm saying. That's plant-based dietary. You got to put in the right water, not muddy, dirty water, but clean, fresh water. You got to put enough in there so it won't overheat. And then you got to put enough lubrication in there, oils in there. So what kind of oil you going to put in there? Almonds and olives and avocados, not Kentucky Fried Chicken oil. Are you listening to me? Folks, stop looking for magic. You've got to do the first work. The first work is to begin to eat better, take better supplementation, and all of that is going to be plant-based. It's the best, okay? Then you'll watch your body start healing itself. And yes, these supplements will assist it as you're getting used to putting the right thing in. As you do that, this automobile, this machine that was designed to just move and groove for many, many years will start moving better as you take the encumbrances off of it. And in most cases, the dead animals, the cigarettes, the alcohol, the sodas, the cheese, the meat, all of this is tearing down your body. Just for 30 days, stop it. Just stop. And just try to do something natural for your body. You'll be so surprised it'll scare you. It'll scare you. I've told people this. I've told thousands and thousands and thousands of people this for 42 years. And every single one of them that did it, all of their sicknesses started getting better the day they changed their diet and their lifestyle and their supplementation. And the same thing can happen for you. Stop looking for magic and become a part of your own healing and use the Sankey Fit formulas to go along with it. And you will watch your body begin to heal. What are you afraid of? What do you want? You want magic? You got to do something. And I know the system has taught us that all you got to do is take my drug. And if you take this drug that I'm going to prescribe for you, you can keep on doing everything that you've always done. Well, you can't do that. You can, but if you do it, if you keep on doing what you've always done, you're going to keep on getting what you've always got. Am I making any sense? I hope I am.
Wow, that was amazing. For those that want to know, the recording is on sankywest.com. I've dropped the link down there below for you. So this is immediately available for recording, because I know Dr. Franco, every week, everybody says, where's the recordings? We need to see the recordings. So this week we have it live on Sankey West for you so that you can get this immediately. The information is there. Remember, this topic is depression, which was absolutely amazing, Dr. Franco, because like you said, in the season, this is when, especially, you know, the time of when you're supposed to be around everybody, around your family, Thanksgiving, Christmas, people want to and need the comfort of others, and it's not there. And so depression definitely does sit in. And I just want to say, everybody that is in the Bahamas, all those distributors that joined us this morning, please drop your name in the chat. I do have a gift for you, but I need to know that you're here. I see some names, but I don't want to take for granted that some might be others. So if you're from the Bahamas, in the chat, if you've joined us from and you're a distributor, drop your name, please, in the chat so that I can know you attended, so that you can get your free gift today. And I want to say thank you so much, Dr. Franco. As always, I'll stay on until everybody gets an opportunity to drop their name in there. But guys, simply amazing. As always, Dr. Franco, I'm always blown away by the information, and I just like to suck it up. And, you know, for those that don't know, Dr. Franco and I are working on some projects to get more information out there. So there will be more shorter minute segments similar to this live on Facebook that we'll be starting hopefully next week preferably. So, you know, look forward to that. And that's for you to be able to get more information about specific topics. So please write into us. Let us know if there's a specific topic that you would like us to cover in those 30-minute segments. Let us know, and we will dive even deeper into those topics, right, Dr. Franco?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I just like to say to you folks, you've got to be a part of your own healing. You got to be a part. You want family? Then be family. 50, 60 people on a call. I'm almost ashamed that you won't go and tell someone else. You don't know anyone that you can get on a call. Then you need to go and sit down in the calls and look at yourself, because this doesn't make sense. That we've got information that will save lives. I've watched thousands of people watch their lives change with this simple information. KISS, just keeping it simple, somebody. Keeping it simple, Sankey. And all you got to do is share. But a call with 50, 60 people on it, there are thousands of you out there. And if each one of you just made it your business to bring one person to the call, things would change. That one person might possibly become one of your Sankey distributors or one of your Sankey partners. Are you listening to me? And they turn around and get somebody else. And now you're doing what it is that needs to happen in order for this message of Sankey to go around the world. You're a part of that. So I'm looking forward to it. I know we've just got so much going on, but I'm looking forward to seeing more and more and more of you on the call each week. And as more people get on the call, you're going to watch everything turn around. Not only your health, but your wealth is going to get better when you share the good news of Sankey with the world.
Wow. With that being said, Dr. Franco, thank you so much. And we will be doing this again and again and again until they all get it right. And, you heard Dr. Franco, the plant-based diet. And yes, guys, sometimes it's not easy, but it's definitely worth it. It will take time. And he always tells you, start with that small salad, start there. If you can't do anything, start with a salad a day and just move up from there. Add an apple after every meal. They just start implementing the simple steps of a fruit, a vegetable extra. And, like it keeps on saying, everybody in the chat, invite, invite. Don't stop inviting, guys. Everybody is going through something. And a lot of times you don't want to admit it, honestly. In my WhatsApp chat, on my status, every single day, I put things like sickle cell, ask me how. Sinus, ask me how. PCOS, ask me how. Menstrual issues, ask me how. Like I just keep on and I drop these different nuggets. And every day I get a different person that says something different.
That's right. And it's simply because
everybody's going through something.
Everybody's going through something. And you might invite someone this week, and next week they've got a headache, and you call them and say, wow, I knew I needed some, and they jump on the call. So just stick with it. You're doing what's good. Suppose Jesus had given up on you, those of you who believe in Christ. Suppose God had given up on you. All the stuff that we did until we realized that we needed to do better, okay? He stuck with you, kept reaching out, kept allowing things to happen so that you could see that the love was there, even though you were running in the opposite direction. You need to love your friends and your loved ones the same way. Think about if it was you and you needed the help. Wouldn't you want someone to reach out? Reach out, folks. I know you're going to do it. I'm looking forward to bigger and better things as we go forward. And again, the next week, same time, same station. This is Dr. Franco Taylor saying, I approve of this message. May God bless all of us.